I think what we can take from all of that is that Salah is the problem. You were very diplomatic on it. Oh, no, I'm joking. We're not going there again.
I don't like that for you.
You were very diplomatic on the whole Salah thing there. You kept getting him back in at any given opportunity, and you've just mentioned him a couple of times there. But if indeed it does play out in the way it seems to be right now, which is short of an apology, a grovelling apology from Mo Salah or Arne Slot, he could well leave. Therefore, we've kind of done... I think we've seen actually in the last 4 games what Liverpool look like and how we move forwards, and we've both sort of nailed our colours to the diamond mast there in terms of what we might be seeing more of. But if he's part of the problem, let's put it like that, why do we want to replace him? Is there a need to replace him?
It just depends whether you want to get to a place where you essentially don't have the option of playing with wide players, because if we lose Salah, I mean, we've got no wide players now. Or out of nowhere, Gakpo's out for 2 weeks or whatever it is. Salah is out the picture. Rio, I don't even think you can count, to be honest. I think he's a top talent, but he's 17 years old. And Chiesa, I mean, can you count Chiesa? I'm not even sure. Chris doesn't view Chiesa as a wide option anymore. He views him as strictly as a guy for the middle because he can't really do the running or whatever. So we don't have wide players. And to get to a point where, that's the position you're in with your squad, where you haven't even got the option, I don't know, it limits you a bit, like when it comes to, you face a lot of different teams over the course of the season, and you need different things on different occasions and that, and to not have wide players would be a shock to me. Okay. So I do think Liverpool will still recruit them, and I do think Liverpool will still want to get to a place where it's 4-3-3 or 4-3-3-1. But I think for now, the diamond will probably persist. Okay. Yeah. But
let's move on with the idea that we are still in the market to replace Mo Salah if indeed it does come to pass that he does move on. You mentioned Antoine Semenyo. I know there have been shows literally dedicated to Semenyo, I think I'm right in saying, and there'll be probably more to come. But as it stands right now, you still believe he would be the ideal candidate?
I don't know if ideal is the word. I think he'd be a good solution for a manager to have, just because he can do both sides to a really high level, and that's not the case with most wingers. He's very two-footed, one of the most two-footed players in the league, and he's explosive off the mark, where like if you do isolate him out wide, which is what Slot's game's kind of about, and you're like, right, go on, break the game for us. If you're that fullback, you'd be dreading it, really. You'd be thinking there's a lot of space for me to manage Semenyo here. Semenyo can go inside, he can go outside. I don't think he's that much of a goal scorer. I think he's been on a bit of a hot streak at the start of the season. His numbers aren't like outstanding. But as a tactical tool who could potentially make the leap and address some of the glaring issues you've suffered from this season, I do think he's a decent solution there for you. And with him being able to play both sides, he offers that Mane dynamic of, when Liverpool signed Mane, he plays right side for the season. He
scores that wonder goal on his debut from over there as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he plays right side for the whole season. And what that does is, then when you get to the next window and you need another winger, you can sign a winger for either side, depending on whoever's the best. We end up getting Salah, so Mane moves over here. But if we get someone for that side, Mane could have just stayed there in theory. Semenyo gives you that percent. I think the ideal candidate for me to replace Salah would be Elise.
Yeah.
But whether that's realistic or not is another question. Yeah. Especially when we're hovering in 10th.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. And Bayern Munich look like they're on a procession to yet another Bundesliga title. As normal, I chose to use FBUF's similar players to Mohamed Salah tool, which is one of my favourite tools of all time. It used to save me a lot of time and effort when back in my writing days and just wanted to compare football to someone. Ademola Lookman is top of the comparison.
Okay.
Because, of course, he is. Luis Diaz, obviously well known to us, in second. Vinicius Jr., Rafael Leao, Marcus Rashford, Rafinha, Leroy Sané, and Son Heung-min in a 10th. And I missed one there, and it was Matias Fernandez Pardo, not a player I'm overly aware of, 20 years of age, currently playing his trade at Lille. So that's something.
I'll have to do my own work on him.
Isn't that something? And he's ranked the 4th most similar to Mo Salah.
Apparently he's 6'2".
He will do for me. We talk about set pieces. There you go.
Yeah,
that's solved.
Yeah, he's over my head, that name actually. I don't know.
New one on me. I'll be honest. Obviously, all the other names I'm very, very familiar with, so they weren't particularly exciting. I mean, once upon a time, Leroy Sané would have got the juices flowing, but not anymore. But Matthias Fernandez Pardo. Look out for the deep dive on him in a couple of weeks. When he's suddenly the answer to all of our problems, we'll be having a good old chat about him.
What FBref doesn't consider though is it considers wingers but not the side. So one of the problems with that is obviously Rashford, Leao, Diaz are all the other side. Lochman as well. Are all the other side.
That is quite annoying, actually.
Yeah, Greenwood applies. Although I'm not sure if he's more of a striker this season. And obviously, we have no incest.
I'm not sure we're going anywhere near him.
No, rightly so. Yeah. Rafinha is obviously legitimate, but he's getting on. Vinicius Junior is that side.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So it becomes difficult, and if you strictly want a left footer as well, it narrows it down even more.
But just on that, that's the last point we'll sort of pick up on. Do you think we do want to? Because obviously we've become so used to seeing any winger cut in, and Salah's obviously made that sort of his trademark in many ways. But now again, with the profile of striker that we've got, I think we are. And you mentioned obviously Arne Slot's previous jobs. In fact, he did have more natural, old school wingers, if you like, that got to the byline and cut back balls. Do you think there's a chance we could go to something like that?
Yeah, I don't think it's as much of a necessity for the player to be left-footed as it was when we had Firmino as the 9. But I think now, if the player's right-footed and he can get to the byline often, cut back, and Isak gets your goals or something, then that's doable. But that's why Semenyo is a capable target, because he can go both ways, can use both feet, can play on both flanks. That's a dream. Those three things there, honestly, that's a dream now.
Release clause as well, which Liverpool love.
Yeah, release clause. Out of interest, do you think 65 is expensive nowadays for a player like that? Or do you think it's cheap? Well, not cheap, but you know.
Yeah, it's probably about ballpark.
But what he's worth.
Yeah, I'd say so. Premier League proven, good age, and you get him without any complications, which again, will come back to it. Liverpool adore. Liverpool don't see. I mean, this summer kind of flew in the face of what I'm saying, because it felt like we were in sort of lock negotiations left, right and centre over a number of players apart from Jamie Frimpong, really. But yeah, I think just a nice clean bit of business will be right up Liverpool Street, and obviously the relationship is there pre-existing with Richard Hughes and him, so feels quite a straightforward one to get done from our perspective.
Yeah, I will say as well, if he didn't move 6 months ago, Brian Mbeumo would have been a decent little Salah successor. He's been doing Salah bits at a lower level for Brentford for many years now, and I think he's arguably been one of the best signings Man United's made in years, so far at least. Always available, left-footed, runs in behind, quite creative as well, set pieces. You know, he's a good little player in Bournemouth, but unlikely is what I would say.
Yeah, I would say so. if you had to have your pick, would it be Elise?
Yeah. I think Elise is a bit of a diamond, to be honest. Team of the show.
It'd suit us then.
Yeah, let's have a look at his numbers now. I think he's a good age as well. He's obviously left-footed. He's doing it. I mean, he's on a high wage. Like, according to this, he's on about 260 grand a week.
But if you're getting Salah at the door for 4, then
but he's only 23.
Yeah.
Well, he turns 24 in 2 days actually.
Been in the Premier League.
Yeah, but his numbers are really good, and he's actually been better than I expected at Bayern. I know he was good at Palace, but he was in and out, weren't he, with injuries and stuff. And
it's some step up.
Yeah.
As well, I can't be underestimated. I know a lot of young English talents, I know he is in English, but have gone over there and succeeded. But to do it at Bayern Munich feels like something else in of itself. He's
got that two-way elements about him as well, where he can score. You know, he scored 12 in the Bundesliga last season, but he also got 15 assists. And I think he's the ideal kind of wide player for if you're playing with a proper 9 who wants service. Wow. I think Isak would benefit from someone like an Elise, but Elise would also chip in with the odd goal himself as well.
Well, I mean, if you're doing it with Harry Kane,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You're off to a steady start. Okay, wonderful. Right, I think we're going to be okay, aren't we?
Yeah, hopefully.
Just about going to be okay.
Hopefully, baby steps is the key message.
We say all this now, and then we play Brighton the weekend.
I was going to say, there's every chance that like next week we're just under the desk. Just
honestly, Liverpool.
We're trying to focus on the good here, and Liverpool are steadier, I think, than usual.
Steadier is a good way of putting it. Yeah. Let's hope. Yeah, them steps in the right direction. Those baby steps in the right direction. Anyway, Josh, top man, thanks for joining me.
Cheers, mate.
Everybody else, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon.
That was a clip from the deep dive. To check out the whole show, head to redmenplus.com or click the link in the description.